I'm guessing. The other 9.8 this weekend came from Kenyan Ferdinand Omanyala Omurwa, who ran 9.86, Gordon. First Kenyan under 10 seconds in the 100. And he hinted at this back in Tokyo. He made it to the semis, ran 10 flat for a PB at the Olympics. Then this weekend, he runs a 9.96 in the prelims and then knocks another 10th off to run 9.86 in the finals. So big day for Kenyan Spring. This guy has an interesting story. He's had like a whole career in the span of a couple years because he was a rugby player turned sprinter. And 2017, he had a doping positive, so he's out for 14 months. Then comes back this year, almost makes the final, and now is the first Kenyan man under 10 seconds. Well under 10 seconds, too. There's breaking it, and then there's smashing. He smashed it.
Yeah, and he had a big PB, right? It's a big year for him because you look at his previous 2 years, 2019, 1047 was his best. 2020 doesn't count, but 1032 was his best. And then now 2021, 986. It's kind of a wild progression, right? Go from 1032 1 year to 1080 to 986. You look at the whole year. Let's bring up his whole 2021. So he's running 1018 to start the season. That's like, whoa, okay. And then he kind of just hovers around the 10 2s, 10 4s. Then when he gets to Nigeria, he breaks out and has his 1001, 1005. Then he's on a run. But then he goes back to like the 10 teens. And then back to the Olympic Games, 1001, 10 flat. And then finally now breaking through 996, 986. His entire 2021 looks like the progression of like 5 years of like an athlete, right? From junior year of high school to like junior year of college. That's what his progression looks like. It's like you start, figuring it out, then you have the big breakthrough at the end of 1 year, then you go back to the means, and then you have another big breakthrough. But he's doing it all compressed in 2 seasons of a indoor and outdoor, not indoor, but winter and spring and summer. So pretty wild. Should we be, not we, but hey, Kenya, they're really good at dominating the distance events. Not the 5K recently because they all been going to the marathon. But do you think this could be the start of a new era of East African athletes being able to start becoming more and more relevant in the short sprints?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You look at the 100 as a whole at the Olympics, and obviously the story is Jacobs winning it because it's a big surprise, but there were a lot of countries represented by the time the Olympics rolled around. I mean, it wasn't long ago when you could almost pencil in 3 US, 3 Jamaica into the finals, and that's just not how this shook out. And then if you go even people who just missed out, like Omurwa, it gets very diverse in terms of nationalities representing. Now, Kenya's been good at a lot of different events for a lot of, long, like you go back, look at their history in the quarter. It's really good. They've won medals in the 400-meter hurdles. They've had success in the 200, but I feel
Javelin.
like 10 is, javelin. Yeah, exactly. I feel like when countries have one successful event group, oftentimes that's the spark that's needed to gain awareness about a sport and spread it around, and then more people get involved because, hey, maybe I'm not built to be a distance runner. I'm going to be a javelin thrower. And then there's just more exposure and more attention paid to the sport. So then it attracts more people. But it is interesting to think, the men's 5K just, struggled for years and years. Men's 10K hasn't got a gold medal in the Olympics going back decades. Like some of these events, it's like Kenya's eventually going to be catching up in terms of relevance in the short stuff. I don't know, like 10 is just such a significant barrier to me in like it's a clear marker between your Diamond League quality. You could make if you're sub 10 and you run it at the right time, and you show you're a consistent sub 10 person, which we don't know yet because this is only 2 performances here. That's the marker of you can make an Olympic final in this current era, right? Because you saw he ran 10 flat, didn't make it. So we know where that line is drawn now. 10 flat made it in some other heats, but literally if he had run 990, 998, he would have been in. So this is a significant performance. It's not just them dipping their toe in the water. It's okay, here's a guy, if he continues on this progression, can be in finals.
Yeah. And did Kenya have a 4x1 at like the World Relays? I feel like they did. I'm not sure.
Now you're testing my world relays knowledge, Gordon,
Come
which is
on,
not.
you don't know your World Relays almanac? Come on.
I know you were there one year, so you
I
should know
was.
this.
Oh, that was fun. I was there. I went there twice. First year I went there, I stayed at a hotel that had really bad bed bugs, and
Oh
my
no.
feet were just all torn apart on my ankles, just getting bit.
Oh
So
wow.
I was able to convince the higher ups at Flow to be like, "Hey guys, I can't sleep here. You gotta let me go stay at the actual athlete hotel, which was the Atlantis Hotel." So I got to stay at the hotel that had a water park, and so I went to a water park the day before the World Relays Finals. It was pretty fun, but my ankles were swollen up from all the bites. But I got to stay at Atlantis in the Bahamas. Anyway, Kenya.
Okay.
Back
I
to
got some
the podcast.
so in 20 they said they were going to field the team in 2014, which was the inaugural year, right? And I just looked it up and they did not. I'm talking about the 4x1 here. Let's see. 2015, did they field the team here? No, they did
Travis,
not.
scroll. Is Kenya on that screen?
2017. I mean, let's just be honest, especially from a U.S. perspective.
They weren't at the Olympics.
It's way easier to put together just some open 100-meter runners than a 4x1. Maybe they're looking at the U.S. and they're thinking, why do I want to sign up for that?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, they have not been they have not fielded a men's 4x1 team at the World Relays in the going back to 2019 or even 2021, right? Because they had the
maybe the
World Relays this year. Yep.
They might field at least maybe a U20 or a U20 World Relay, a U20 4x1 at the U20 Championship this week because it's in Nairobi. So maybe they'll do one for their home country. So
there's been some talk about where the 2025 World Championships will be and the desire to put it in Africa. I think they might end up giving it to Tokyo. Just a guess, just because they had it. They've already built the stadium, and sometimes they do the Olympics and then the World Championships. They roll it to the same city after. But if they are going to put it in Kenya or World Championships in the near future, a senior championships, you're talking about junior championships, then there'll be a stronger desire to invest in more events. Hold on, I found a cool nugget though.
Hit me.
World Relays this year. World Relays this year. Do you know who had the fastest time in the prelim, or tied for the fastest time in the prelim in the 4x1?
Italy.
Now they lost.
It was right in front of us the whole time. It was right in front of us.
They lost to South Africa. Also, look at that team. Desalu, Jacobs, Minetti, and Tortu. Is that the same 4 they ran in Tokyo? I think it is.
I don't know. I mean, I recognize Tortu and Jacobs, but
yeah,
it probably is. Yeah.
I mean,
I put money on South Africa, man, a medal. That should have happened. They won World Relays. They added in Masangangwa of Houston, and then they freaking DNF in the prelims. Oh, man, I just keep on thinking about all my bets where it didn't work out.
Okay, so one guy switched out. They had Hada in there, but Tortu, Desalu, and Jacob. So they had 75% of their team already doing this thing way back in May. So some reps there. Argument for team reps. There you have it.
Team reps.